Okay, if we move on to the next step here, signing and approval.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the last step of create and close, it's really you have negotiated internally and externally, and now you're inviting someone to approve that contract and someone to sign it. Approval is the internal approval. So instead of just printing out the contract and walking with a map full of contracts through the house and getting the right people to sign it, you can do the following. Just send it over to the person who needs to approve. You get one click, approved, and it's done. And on the signing, you invite the other person to come in and sign the contract with you and hand it over to the other organization, the counterparty. And if you don't know who's at the end of the day signing your contract, you can just send it over to your contact person on the other side, and that person may also invite other people and escalate the contract up the hierarchy in his or her organization on the other side. Simple.
Okay, what do you mean here by little proof to watertight?
Yeah. So here, little proof is meaning that usually when you use standard signing documents, you just upload a document to some signing tool, a PDF, and then people come in and sign it. That's the standard way of doing it. We're doing a lot more because we have all this internal and external discussion. When was the contract created? Who came in to negotiate it with you? We track all these negotiation positions internally. So you have a lot more proof what was intended during the contract negotiation. How did it turn out? And then you also have the electronic signature on top of that. So there you create a huge burden of proof as part of the process, what was going on. So wiggling yourself out and say, well, by accident, I signed this is not happening. So it's not possible.
Okay, so it eliminates mishaps and accidents.
Absolutely.
Okay. Great. And this is not really, time intensive. I mean, again, this is something that happens pretty quickly, I would assume.
Absolutely. You get an email. Please approve the contract. Please sign the contract. If you haven't been negotiating already for hours, you get an email saying, please sign now. Come in to sign the contract. It's one click, done. Very simple.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. This feature here, I mean, the signing and approval. I think to a lot of people, DocuSign is kind of synonymous with this e-signature, and it's a great thing. But knowing now that there's so much more that goes into it than that just this, I've heard you say before, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
It is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many things we're now 6 steps into the process. So these 6 steps happens before you can actually go into signing. And these steps all happening through the use of software, making them more efficient. If you just look at the create and close, it's 3 steps beforehand that you need to pass through to get into the signing. All this creation, internal documentation, internal compliance is also happening as part of the process. It's a lot further than just electronic signature. Electronic signature is a means to an end, but there's just too many things beforehand. That's why we thought extending the value chain horizontally backwards to take all these steps and integrate them into a thorough chain that goes from end to end.
Yeah, because signing doesn't solve all the other problems that you might have in terms of the contracts.
Absolutely.